Buying Hermes in Paris, buying quota bags, buying leather goods in Paris from Hermes. Did I even try? Let's talk about it. Hello, and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, fab to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. Hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do head down, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself and, of course, celebrating others. So before we get into the topic of today, bag of the day has been my black velvet Gucci Marmont. I absolutely adore this bag. This was a total MVP whilst I was away. I love this bag so much. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I wore it crossbody a lot. I just think it is absolutely fabulous. Such a good bag. I'm glad that I waited as long as I did, because I think had I have bought the beautiful petrol blue velvet or the pink velvet, I don't think I'd have got the same level of use out of them. So actually, this works really, really well for me. I absolutely love it. Do you like this bag? Poppy? Pops, what do you think? Do you like? Do you like the heart? No, that's too emotional for you, isn't it? Yeah. We ignore the heart. We don't like the heart on the back of this, but that's fine. But yeah, this is a great, great bag. I absolutely love it. So let's have a quick chat about Hermes in Paris and the purchasing of Hermes products. And basically, did I even try? So this has been an interesting thought, because I really didn't know when I was going to Paris whether or not I was going to even attempt it, whether I was even going to go to the store. I know that some of the group were very interested in going, but for me, I wasn't 100%, because I'd actually, outside of a concession, so like Selfridges, for example, I've never been into an Hermes store. I didn't know what to expect. When I'm not really looking to buy, I don't feel all that comfortable in a store, regardless of what it may be. But I feel like I'm in a store to purchase, or at least have the intention of browsing, you know, because I'm thinking about buying something in that realm. So I wasn't sure going in what I was going to do, and, you know, the appointment system and all of that. I've shared in the past that I think the system, the game that people talk about is a little bit ridiculous, but I also think if you sign up to it, then fine, you know, play along and at your will, etc. I'm personally not prepared to play along. I'm not going to buy lots and lots of odd bits and bobs just in the hope of being offered something that might not even be exactly what it is that I'm looking for. So yeah, that's just not something that I'm overly interested in. But nevertheless, I thought, let's see how I feel when I get to Paris. And as it happens, when I got there, I did decide to put in for an appointment. It's a very easy process. You go online, you put in your details, and then you send off for this appointment and see if anything comes back. I did that once, thinking, let's see what happens. If I decide that it's not for me, then who knows, I might be able to pass it along to someone else, if that's even something that, you know, we have to consider. I didn't have to consider that, because I didn't get an appointment. So that wasn't an issue that I was then facing, thinking, oh my goodness, what do I do? I wasn't in that situation. So yeah, so I did try in that instance, thinking, who knows, you know, I'm here, may as well chance it. And look, even if I got offered the appointment, and let's say they brought out for me a neutral Birkin 25, it would be a no from me, and hey, that would be a story to tell. So there we go, there's that. I was also a little bit naive to the whole process, because even when putting in for that appointment, I thought that that was just quota bags, which at this point seems to be Kelly and Birkin. But apparently that's for all leather products. That's for leather SLGs. If you want a garden party, if you want a Roulis, if you want a Gypsy or an Evelyn, or, you know, plus then the Hermes and the Birkin and the Kelly. Silly me thinking that the other stuff was a little bit more off the shelf. I had no clue. And it wasn't until we were in the store just browsing and I happened to be chatting to a few of the group, and they revealed that information to me, because there was me thinking that, you know, maybe I might want to see, you know, a garden party or something like that. Again, thinking it could be a little bit more off the shelf. No, no, no. And that reaffirmed to me in that environment, which by the way was incredibly busy. The store was very, very busy for the amount of money that you would be spending to buy the bags, the jewelry, all of it. It was very busy. It felt quite chaotic. It was a nice store, but it all felt quite chaotic and was a little bit overstimulating, if I'm honest. It just reinforced to me how ridiculous I thought the whole thing was. Where I thought, I can't even go into this store and buy like a leather, what's it called, a Calvi, without having to have an appointment. I can't buy a garden party or without having to have an appointment. Like, why do I have to have an appointment to buy, you know, the majority of your products? Why can I buy a pair of shoes and a Click H bracelet and a sodding blanket, but I can't buy a certain type of card holder or one of your, or an airbag or a roulis, or why? It's ridiculous to me, because also the appointment thing, I don't know what would work for me. I would want to compare and contrast. I don't know whether I would prefer a garden party 30, 36, 39, is that? And then you've got the bigger size, which I think might be a 46, something like that. I don't know which one. But if they're doing it all by appointment and by bringing out the boxes to you, I don't get the option to contrast and compare. And I might not be able to see what a 30 looks like in one colour as well as the 36 in the same colour, or different leathers, etc. It takes away my ability to evaluate as a consumer. And I don't enjoy that. I don't want to be dictated what I can buy, what I should be fortunate enough to buy. And it affirmed it to me being in that environment. The staff were all very nice. The store was nice. Like, it was a nice environment, don't get me wrong, but the principle that sat behind it all of, I didn't mind that I'd gone on this lottery and I hadn't got it, and because was I expecting it? Absolutely not. The amount of people that I can imagine do that lottery over and over and over and over, like, I was not surprised one iota that I wasn't pulled out of the hat for that particular thing. But then to have the additional limitations placed on what I could look at was, to me, quite eye-opening and a little frustrating, and made me think, actually, if I'm going to spend this amount of money, there are places I would rather do it. I would like to, I don't want to have to be appointment only for everything. I don't mind needing a sales associate to maybe show you some things and not everything being on display for you to pull. I get them having some bits out the back, etc. But why do I have to do it via appointment? Like, it feels so limiting, and having to say, do you have this and do you have that? And I know to some people that will create exclusivity. It makes the pieces a bit more elusive, which can create this desirability. I understand all of that. However, for me, it's just not the way that I would like to shop. It's not the way I would like to spend my money. I like to compare. I like to contrast. I want to feel like they want my business. And not that I'm fortunate and I should feel grateful for being able to shop with a brand. Like I said, the staff were very friendly, etc. As you walked past, everyone said hello, and you know, when you were looking at stuff in sort of the cabinets, everyone was attentive. Like, there was nothing from that side, and to be honest, I wasn't overly engaging either, because I knew that I wasn't really looking to buy particularly. But you know, had they have had, for example, on a shelf a beautiful colour of the garden party in an interesting fabric or a grained leather or something, I could have been tempted, swayed. I talked about the Louis Vuitton Speedy 40 that I was interested in, that was £3,000. That money, I think, could also fund a garden party or something. So there was definitely an element of that, but it just feeling so beholden to this appointment to buy, in my view, sometimes the smallest of item. It was off-putting. I get it for the Birkin, I get it for the Kelly, etc. But the way that seems to have washed through to so many of the other products, just not going to work for me. Am I their prime customer? No. Are they even going to care? No. Do I expect them to care? No. It's just my feeling on it. And, you know, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm not feeling any kind of way about it other than it just affirmed what I thought going in of, this isn't the brand for me. And the pieces are beautiful. I'm very, very pleased for anyone who manages to get their hands on whatever it is that they're looking for. And if that works for them, super duper. There are other stores that I would prefer to spend my money. I feel like the people working there, they trip over themselves to help you. They trip over themselves to deliver what they feel you would want. Instead of you doing the work, they're trying to facilitate that for you. They're trying to bring you the things that they think you might love. That's more the environment that I want to shop and spend my hard-earned money in, not one where I'm having to go in and go, please, 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 please. Like, no, thank you. So I put in, it didn't work out for me. Went into the store, didn't have as much access to things as I thought you might be able to. Just even off the shelf, having a browse, it was fun seeing some of the stuff. There was some beautiful things in cabinets. You know, there was this gorgeous green mini Kelly and crocodile, like some beautiful, beautiful things, but it just didn't feel accessible. And hey, that's fine. Love it for anyone who's buying the pieces. It just isn't me. So there we have it. That is my thought summary. You know, did I attempt, did I not? I wanted to kind of get that out of the way. I'm piecing together all of my Paris footage, and I wanted to get that out of the way as a discussion point prior to sort of sharing some of the clips and things or photos that I got in Hermes, and before anybody asks me the question of, did you try for an appointment, etc. In summary, yeah, I did. I did, because we were there, and why on earth not? Didn't get picked, and when I went to the store, it didn't ignite this spark in me to keep going and to keep trying. It just, yeah, all good. Moving on. Thank you so much as always for watching. I look forward to seeing my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.